Ever tried to get a decent Wi-Fi signal in a detached garage or a barn at the back of the property? It usually ends in a mess of tangled Ethernet cables or a signal that drops the moment you step outside. That is exactly where these bridge units come in. They are essentially a pair of invisible cables that beam your internet from the main house to wherever you need it, and honestly, the setup is surprisingly painless. Most of these networking kits feel like they were designed for IT professionals, but this one is clearly aimed at the average person who just wants their security cameras or smart TV to actually work in the shed. What stands out right out of the box is that they are pre-configured. You don't need to spend hours digging through complex IP settings or firmware menus. You plug them in, point them at each other, and they just talk. It is a refreshing change of pace. The build quality feels solid enough to handle a bit of rain and wind, which is a relief because nobody wants to climb a ladder to reset a device every time the weather turns sour. The plastic casing feels dense and durable, not like that cheap, brittle stuff that cracks after one winter. Now, here is the reality of the situation. While the box mentions a 3-kilometer range, that is definitely under perfect, laboratory-style conditions. If you have a clear line of sight across a flat field, you will get impressive results. But if you are trying to shoot this signal through a dense row of trees or around a corner, you are going to see that speed drop off. It is just physics. For a typical backyard or a shop a few hundred feet away, it is rock solid. The 5.8 GHz frequency helps keep things stable, avoiding the crowded mess of the standard 2.4 GHz band that every neighbor's router is fighting over. One thing to keep in mind is that you will need to be comfortable with a bit of mounting. They include the Power over Ethernet injectors, which is great because it means you only have to run one cable to each unit, but you still need to figure out the best spot to bolt them down. It would have been nice if they included a more versatile mounting bracket for different types of siding, but a few zip ties or a simple pole mount usually does the trick. It is not going to replace a high-end fiber connection for a massive office building, but for connecting a remote garage or a security system on the edge of the property, it hits that sweet spot between price and performance. It is a straightforward, no-nonsense solution that does exactly what it promises, without making you jump through hoops. If you are tired of dead zones and just want a reliable link between two buildings, this is a pretty smart way to get it done without breaking the bank.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.